There's a lot of camps at the Smith Center over the summer, James. And we talk to a lot of these kids who go to these camps or dads who have kids at the camps. And this summer, when we talked to both dads and kids and said, what'd you think of whatever camp you went to? Almost every time they all said, you know who I really like, who's really nice, is Caleb Wilson. Almost every time, Caleb. And now I see why.
Caleb grunts in agreement.
Yeah, and Caleb's here with us today in Pod World headquarters. Caleb, thanks for coming by.
I appreciate that. I'm really happy to be here.
So why were you such a big hit this summer? Why are you so good at these camps?
I just feel like I brought a lot of energy. I like to do that on and off the court. I'm a really energetic guy, and so I just made sure I incorporated the kids in everything we did. I coached them. We had our little celebrations and our breakdowns, and we did a lot of screaming and yelling. So kids loved that, so it was fun.
So that was the beginning of your journey here in Chapel Hill. That was, about 3 months ago or so. Take us through the last couple months. What's been going on with you? What's been going on with the team? And how have you been acclimating to all of it?
These months have flown by. It feels like school just started 4 weeks ago, but it feels like the season's here, honestly. Every day goes by really fast, whether we're practicing or not, and, it's just flying by. Practice has been really good for me. I feel like I'm getting better, adjusting to everything. I feel like I've gotten much stronger and a lot better at basketball, frankly, to be truthfully honest. And it's just fun. It's just a bunch of fun. I'm able to go out and hang with my teammates and hang with just regular kids that I'm cool with. And so it's a lot of fun, honestly.
In what ways do you feel like you've gotten better, and what have you been working with Jonas on specifically on getting stronger?
Well, physically, I know I've gotten better because we have the test results and everything like that. I jump way higher than I did when I came here, and I put on like 15 pounds. And so it's definitely been a lot of growth and progress with my body physically, and I know I've gotten faster. And honestly, I feel like I'm in the best shape I've been in my entire life, and I'm able to play like that also. And then on the court, I've just gotten better at dribbling. I think the biggest thing for me has just been getting smarter, understanding the pick and roll scenarios, understanding help side defense, a lot of things that are simple, yet you can really fine tune them when you get to college. And then I feel like my shooting's got much better, and just mentally I've got more confident because I've been putting in a lot of work with the team and by myself.
All right, if you're jumping higher than what we saw you jump like when you first got here, that would be bad news, I would assume, for a lot of other teams and other people.
I can't wait to dunk on someone.
That seems like something you enjoy doing.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. I take the rim ferociously. Yeah, it's somebody got to make a decision.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. That's how I play.
I'm coming with a reputation as a very good basketball player overall, of course, but a lot of people talk about your defense and your defensive maybe ceiling and ability and what you could be defensively. Where do you think your game is defensively? How do you think you can help Carolina in that way this year?
I feel like I am a great defender. I feel like on ball, I can stick with the guard. I feel like I play very good defense without fouling. And also, I feel like I'm just good all around defensively. Switching, like off ball, I've gotten much better with the team this year. Just knowing how I have to focus on details and stay in the stance and continue to talk constantly. Early, loud, clear, and constant. If Coach Davis is watching, but, that's really what I feel like I've gotten better at. But defensively, I feel like I'm a maniac. I compete in every aspect of basketball, and I feel like defense is where you can compete the most because it's really you just being a dog and wanting to do it. So I definitely feel like defense is definitely one of the things I'm strong in. Like in practice, I'm able to get a lot of blocks. I'm able to run the floor and contest a lot of shots and really communicate and help my teammates out.
Some guys don't have a taste for being a maniac on defense. Where does that taste come from?
I've just had to play a lot of roles in my life, basketball-wise. Most people think I'm so good at defense because of me playing with the team I played with last summer, playing with Cameron Boozer. And I wasn't able to do everything I could offensively on that team because I was playing with another high-caliber player. So me knowing that I had to still affect the game in a positive way, I really toned in on my defense so I can impact the game and still show what I could do. And it was good for me, it let me be able to show my defensive skill set and my prowess. But, I can do a lot of things offensively too, and I feel like people don't know that, and I love it. I love the fact that people don't know what I can do, and I love the fact that people underestimate our team because I feel like me and the team have a lot to prove and show.
What can you do offensively?
I can do everything. I think most people don't know I'm an elite passer. I can create opportunities for everybody on the team. I feel like my assists are going to be the thing that makes most people go crazy this year. You know, in transition, and in the half court. But I think I dribble the ball very well. I make really good decisions. I'm able to shoot really well off catch and shoot, and my mid range and post game I feel like is above my years.
How are you able to balance? Like, you obviously have a lot of confidence in your game, but it doesn't come across as like you're bragging. It more comes across as having confidence. Where's that line between I've got a lot of confidence and I'm just telling you what I'm going to do versus bragging and maybe I'm talking about stuff I really can't do?
I feel like you know how you work. That's just how I approach everything. If I wasn't working hard, I wouldn't say any of this. If I wasn't working hard at being better every day and working on exactly what I'm telling you I'm good at, I wouldn't be talking like this. I spend countless hours in the gym. I recently injured my hand, so I wasn't able to work out as much as I usually do, but now that it's feeling better and I'm back, like I'm locked in more than ever. You know, I feel like your work is always going to show. So if I go out there the first game this year and I have a rough game, I know that I put the work in and I know I'm going to be back better the next game. So I feel like all my mental strength and toughness and confidence, like you said, it comes from the work because that's what you really know and that's what you can do.
What's a typical Caleb Wilson extra workload? Like, what are you doing extra?
With practice, on practice days, you know, I try to get a couple shots in after practice, directly after, to kind of make sure my body feels good because like the transition from high school to college is tough. And in practice, I'm expected to do a lot because I'm one of the leaders on our team. So I usually kind of am chilling on those days. I just get up shots and make sure I can tune up all my small things. But on off days, on the weekends, I'm working out twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. I'm really working on shooting a lot. I feel like my driving ability, driving to the basket and drawing fouls is really good, and I play above the rim. So it's something I don't really worry about that much when it comes to that aspect. I feel like my quick first step in things, that's just things that'll happen naturally throughout the game. I work a lot on my dribbling and my creation on the ball so I can create opportunities for myself and teammates. I work on passing with both hands, my left and my right, because I want to be able to be unpredictable on the court, especially at my size. And then I do a lot of work in the mid-range with floaters and things like that because playing with Henry, 7-footer, I've never played with someone that big before, and I want to be able to reward him when he seals and gets a good duck in or he spaces out in the dunker by throwing him a lob and being able to do that every time I want to and I see the opportunity.
So, yeah, Adam's very excited.
I believe what Caleb Wilson says. I'm just telling you, I believe what he's saying.
You're very mature, it appears, for your age. You also have a lot of expectations on you. Do those weigh on you at all? Is that something you think about at all?
No, I feel like, pressure is self-applied. I've always lived by that. My dad's always instilled that in me. And also my mom. I feel like, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So I often have, let's just say, a school assignment. As long as I prepare for it, it's no pressure. Because you prepared for it. You've done everything you can to make yourself have the ability to complete it at a high level. So there's no point in feeling pressure. I feel like I work hard. I push myself in practice. I bring the energy every day like I do in camp. And, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But I feel like it'll be good because of the work I put in.
You posted a picture the other day where you were sitting on close to the top row of the Smith Center.
Top row, man. Top row.
Why did you go up there? Why was it important to do that? What were you thinking about?
I actually walked around the entire Smith Center that day. I just earlier that day, someone had mentioned there's a possibility that they might build a new gym or tear it down, and I was like, man, I can't believe they would do that. Ever since I came and seen my first Duke game, which was 2 years ago, I've been like, man, this is the best arena in college basketball. I can't imagine going anywhere else. So I just had to take it all in, honestly. The weeks for me fly by. Like I said, I'm working out a lot. I'm doing stuff with the team. So it's it's Monday, then it's Friday. I get to Monday, and I'm already like it's Friday, honestly. So I just feel like I don't want this time while I'm here to go by too fast, and I just want to soak it all in. But that was just me soaking it all in because, that's the most beautiful arena I've ever seen. Any NBA arena, I don't think it gets no better. It's blue heaven.
Tell us a little bit about this team. I'm not sure Carolina fans really know what to expect. They know Seth Trimble and they know James Brown a little bit, but a whole bunch of new guys. What have you seen being together and being in practice and off the court?
Off the court, our chemistry is ridiculous. We're all cool with each other. We're all friends, and I feel like there's no alternative motives on the court either. Everybody is bought in, and everybody's a dog. Like, although we're teammates, like, practice gets physical, practice gets tough, and everybody's competing. Like, it's been times in the summer where we're playing, the late night scrimmages, late night runs. It's like really like we're getting down and dirty. And it was good for us for sure, because it kind of allowed us to gain somewhat of a mutual respect for each other. And that's why we are where we are today, because, everybody respects each other. Everybody has an understanding of what their job is on the team. And I feel like most importantly, everybody's confident. I think that's something Coach Davis has done, and he's really great at it. It's just instilling confidence in his players. He'll tell us to take good shots, but he'll still have us have the ability to play with freedom. And really, like, on the court with the skill set and the guys we have, I would just say I think we're going to be an elite defensive team. We are humongous. Like, that's not an exaggeration. Like, people see me dunking and stuff like that, it's because I have to. If you don't dunk, it's gone. It's going to get erased. So, I feel like defensively we're going to be elite. I know I'm going to bring the intensity, and I know my teammates are going to too, because we all push each other. Offensively, I feel like with the shooting we have and my ability to pass and the unselfishness we have of our players, it's going to be ridiculous. I have the ability to initiate offense for us, and just knowing that no matter where I look, where I go, I have a player that's willing to create offense, be able to knock down a shot consistently, and make good decisions is ridiculous. And I feel like everybody on the team is pushing to win, and we all have the similar goals. So I feel like we're going to be great this year, honestly.
You mentioned some of those late night runs in the summer. I saw a couple of those, and there were a couple that got pretty emotional and pretty fiery. I think especially as a young guy, that could have gone one way or the other. Why was that something that you thought was positive instead of negative?
I feel like, we're men. We're all visual creatures, and we all have our egos. We all have our passions. We all have things we care about. So somebody cares about basketball if they have the ability to get frustrated over it. If something happens and it's serious, that just shows you that we're all passionate about this. Like, this really matters to us. I feel like some places I've been, and I've played a lot of basketball, not as much as some other people on the team, but people don't really care enough to have that type of emotion and that ferocity. So to be able to see your teammates get into it, and I've gotten into it too, but it's just like, I know that you care. I know that you're passionate about what you do and what this team is going to do also. So as a man, it's like, okay, I can respect you because you care. And that's the first step to being great, just respecting someone else. That's especially someone on your team.
Jones mentioned maybe some of the fans feel like they don't know this team as well. It feels like nationally some people are acting like they don't really know the Tar Heels that well and are underestimating the Tar Heels a little bit. What are they going to know by, say, April that they don't know now?
I love the fact that we're underestimated. I think it's great for us. I can't remember a team that's been number one at the beginning of the year that's really went and did it. So, I feel like they'll know that we're playing with passion. I feel like the best thing about all the transfers and me being new is we're all hungry. Like, we haven't been coddled. We haven't been in North Carolina for years and seen everything the school has to offer. We're all hungry for success, and we're all hungry to see what it has to offer. So everybody on the team is like really aggressive and pushing for greatness, and everybody's coming from different backgrounds. So I feel like it's just going to show us like we're some dogs, like, for real.
All right, what do you like to do? I feel like basketball is a big part of your life, but when you're not involved with basketball, what do you like to do?
I play 2K. I play college football. I play video games a lot, and that's pretty much it. I watch my highlights on YouTube.
I remember when I dunked on that guy in AAU. It was awesome.
What's your go-to Caleb Wilson highlight that you're like, every time I see this?
Yeah,
awesome.
Like if people are like, I need to go familiarize myself with Caleb, I need to watch this highlight, what would it be?
I would probably say my senior night game. We played Levitt. It was maybe the only game in high school, like in my entire career, I was like, I'm going out here to score. That's it. So I had my career high at 43, but it was my senior night game. So that was probably I'll probably say that's the game you should watch.
That's your favorite one?
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
All right.
When's the first time you dunked on somebody?
Probably ninth grade in North Carolina, actually. I was at the CP3 facility. It was crazy. I was shocked.
So, like, did you say, like, I'm probably going to dunk on that guy, or did it just kind of happen? Like, Caleb, this is probably going to surprise you. I've never dunked on anybody, so I don't know how that unfolds. Like, if it was me, I'd have to make a plan and a list and stuff. I feel like you maybe didn't do that.
I always look at the person in their eyes before I dunk on them, because that lets you know what they're going to do. Like, if somebody, you look at them in their eyes, they know it's a business decision going to have to get made. So you look at them in their eyes, either they're going to jump to the side or they're going to jump straight up, and I just hope they jump up.
And you can tell when you look at them what they're going to do.
Yeah, you can tell. If they maintain eye contact with you, they jumping. If they start looking to the side or looking around, they're not going to jump. But if they look at you in your eyes, it's time.
Keep that in mind, Adam. I feel like that may come into play at some other point in time. Has there been someone on this team that you have gotten close with, or maybe is helping you out a little bit, who's been in college basketball? Is there anybody who's kind of playing that role for you right now?
I would say Henry. Henry's been very good with me, and I was saying really close with the new guys, Luca and Yvonne. They definitely offer a different, like, kind of experience because they're foreign.
Sure.
But Luca, he talks to me a lot about, like, how he played overseas and played professional basketball, so he's kind of familiar with the pressures of being a player on a team. He tells me, like, overseas playing basketball, like, it was like you play good or something's going to happen. Like, and he was just saying, like, how he dealt with those type of things. And Yvonne, he's just a great guy. We stay in the dorm together, so no matter what, like, Yvonne's always ready to do something, whether we're going to get something to eat at night or something like that. You know, Yvonne's always ready, and he's really cool. I'm also really close with the freshmen, but, you know, we've been here together all summer. And Henry is really nice to me because he really teaches me, like, just small tricks during the game because he's familiar with what they call and don't call in college basketball. And I often ask him, like, if I feel like I've gotten fouled or if I feel like I'm missing out on something or I see something that he does that I like, I'm like, how do you do that? And he always kind of helps me. So it's really nice.
What's the most fun thing about being a Tar Heel? Not necessarily basketball, but just the whole thing.
It's a hard question to answer, man. I would probably say walking Franklin. Walking Franklin is fun. It's always fun. You know, you always see somebody, see your friends or something like that. I feel like I do it often, honestly, because, you know, when I came here, it was a staple. And then when we beat Duke 2 years ago, that's the first place I went. So it's always something that kind of motivates me because, like, whenever I go on Franklin to go on the top of the hill and see the restaurant, the picture in the restaurant of the street field, I'm like, man, I got to beat Duke this year. So Franklin is probably the best part.
All right, last thing. You guys are 6 weeks-ish away from getting this thing started. What's important in these next 6 weeks leading up to start of the year?
I would just say implementation on defense, like making sure we're all in the right position, standing in the stance, talking early, loud, clear, and constant. And offensively, I would just say being detailed and continuing to trust each other and be selfishly unselfish. That's it.